Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone, this is Medhat in my YouTube channel Sports Passion by Medhat. We're talking about some problems that face our kids or the juniors during the matches. One of this problem is if the player is leading by 3 points or 4 points. That means like if I'm starting and I'm 4-1 up, or I'm 5-love up, or I'm 6-3 up, what happens? I'm not talking about everyone, but the majority, especially the juniors, starting under 11 till under maybe till under 17 or 19, but a lot of kids have seen it in different places, different countries. They start when a player reach 4-1, instead of being confident, instead of continuing, he start to panic. I am 4-1, I don't know why the panic, but he start to panic. So some players have certain numbers, certain scores. So when he's 4-1 or is 5-2 or is 6-3, he start to think. By the way, I'll tell you something. I had this problem when I was in the beginning of my professional career. I had this problem and I knew the score. I have it. It was 7-2. Every time I reach 7-2, I start to panic, because it happens maybe once or twice, but the problem that you keep thinking of what happened before. So when a player is leading, he start to say, oh, and in his mind, when I was leading last tournament, I lost the game, or last year in the same club, in the same gold or the same GST or wherever, I was leading 6-1. Wasn't the same person, wasn't the same event, wasn't the same, but he started to remember when he was leading and he lost. He didn't say, or she didn't say in her mind, that could be happened one time before, 2 times before. It doesn't have to be a routine. It doesn't have to continue regularly. You don't have to lose when you're leading every time. The problem that every time the player reaches a certain score, and it differs from player to another, as we said, he started thinking to the bad scenario that happened. And he started to think that when this happened to me, I lost, okay? So this is affecting his real thinking, because when you think of something else, and this is what we talked about it last time, you start to replace in your mind, instead of thinking of what's the strategy I'm going to continue the same as I was playing, or I need to win 1 point, or I need to be more accurate, or I don't need to do a lot of errors right now because it's a very critical point. You start to think about something which is not real, which happened before in the past. So you're gonna you're gonna replace something of the positive thinking to something which is nothing. It might be negative. And then when you think of the past experience, you start to think, oh, I was winning, and then I was winning 6-2, for example, he came to 6-all, then he won the game, I lost that game. So all your mind is thinking at this point now that you lost the game. And I'm saying it from here, and I'm gonna say it and repeat it every time. The player in the court can't think about winning or losing, or we can say it, or think about losing or even winning, because as I said before and always say it, winning and losing, it's not yours. You could play very good and you lose, and the same happens. What you need to think is, if I'm winning, I reach this score, for example, and I was hitting the ball, so I need to hit the ball. I need to keep hitting the ball. If I was winning because I was dropping or playing in the front every shot, I need to do that. If I was hitting the ball because I was crossing every shot, I need to continue what I was doing till the end of the game. Because what happens is, some players, they are winning, and when they reach this critical point, they start saying, oh, I was dropping, no, now I have to be safe, more safe, so I'm gonna return the ball. Or I was, for example, lopping the ball or lifting the ball, but now I need to hit it hard. In that way, you change your strategy. So when you change your strategy, the other player can use this and can play with you with your new strategy. You're giving him time to breathe and to think. What you need to do is you don't look at the score, and we say it. I said it before. One of the things is, in my mind, I can say the game is not from 11, the game is not to 11, the game is good to 15 like before, you know. So when you reach 6 or 7, you're not gonna say, I have 3-4 points left, and if I win this and I lose. You don't have to do anything. Just keep going the same way. If it was going well and if you're winning, you don't need to change at all. All you need to do is to keep focusing more and to keep your mind more in the court. Another point is what happens when you reach that score, and some players, and I just told you now, you don't need to think about winning or losing. You don't need to think about the past experience, or you know, any tournament before, or anything happened bad. You don't need to think this. But I can tell you, if you're leading 6-2 or 7-3 or whatever score, what you need to do first is not to look at the score, as if if you don't listen, the ref or the marker is saying the score, and even if you don't hear it, you don't listen, you don't say, what's the score? 6-2? Okay, 6-2. Then 6-2. Then you start in your mind thinking about it. Don't think. The second thing is to start point by point. Every point could be a match ball. This is a different thing. What I'm saying now, every point you played, it's a game ball or a match ball. So I'm 6. I'm gonna play this point. Some of the options or the solutions is I told you, so you can leave it to 15, for example, so the game is not over yet. The game ends when you get out of the court, and the match ends when you shake hand with the other player and you came out of the court also. That's when the match is finished. Okay, let's think the other way. If I'm losing 8-3, so we talked about if I'm winning. Okay, if I'm the player and I'm losing 3-8, so some of the players, first of all, I haven't lost the game, because the game, as I said, end to 11 when the other player gets 11, and even if the other player is 1 love up, 2 love up, it's not finished yet. So I have to be patient. So if I'm losing, what I need to do is, some players start say, oh, I'm losing anyway, so I'm start missing the balls, do bad return, do a 10, try to go for the neck. I'm anyways losing. No, I'm just telling them it's not yet finished. So I could take it the other way. I could say to myself that the other player might be rushing, so he might be missing, doing the mistakes. I'm not gonna do mistakes. What I need to do, I'm gonna stay a bit to the back. I'm gonna stay deep. I'm not gonna take the risk in hitting a drop shot from the back or a post neck. I'm gonna start hitting the ball, trying to put pressure, and think point by point. When I'm, for example, 3-7 down or 3-8 down, and then I came to 6-8, the other player might be panic and might think the negative way. So you gotta put this in mind. The other player could rush and miss the ball when he sees you coming point by point. So this is very, very important. If you are 8-3, the game is up, the game is not finished. If you are 7-2 down, the game is not finished. I wish I tried to put my hand on a point, which is really, I've seen it like common in a lot of players in different age group. So I hope you benefit from the video of today, and thank you for listening to me, and I wish I see you soon in some other issues and some problem facing our players in the court. Thank you.